So first off, before we begin, I think it was February 1st to now, I quit my job at Amazon, and I'm working YouTube and Twitch and Patreon. I'm doing YouTube full time. I'm doing all that full time. So if you want to support the channel by clicking the join button, I think the lowest tier is like $1, or my Patreon is only $1. If you could please support the channel, I would surely appreciate it. But action. All right, so today, as unbelievable as this may sound, I've seen this movie twice in the past like 48 hours or less, and let me tell you something. I was watching Nobody with a buddy of mine, Eric, and when I saw this movie, I had never seen the TV spot. I had never seen the trailer. I've only seen the poster, which hilariously, this movie completely lives up to the poster in the most unbelievable of ways. But when I watched this movie, I saw it cold. Okay, I had no idea what was coming to me, you know. I knew the movie's existence. I knew the poster. I knew of people raving about it. That's about it. I was watching this movie with my good buddy Eric, and as soon as the movie ended, he was like, I don't know. It was kind of like a 7 out of 10 or less for me. I don't know. And I was like, what? What in the actual fuck? Get out of here, fam. Listen, I'm telling you flat out. I don't care what you think or say. This movie, in my opinion, is a 10 out of 10. Okay? And I feel so sorry for the people that saw the trailer. When I saw the trailer in hindsight, I was like, because, oh my god, the element of surprise is so strong with this movie. And I feel like this movie would have hit different if people had not seen the trailer. And to be fair, it seems to be hitting just fine, because again, this is a 10 out of 10. I loved every single ounce, every single second, every single centimeter of imagery from this movie. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Okay, Bob Odenkirk, who he's been slaying it with Better Call Saul, with Breaking Bad, unbelievably, Bob Odenkirk is fucking spectacular in this film. Okay, from afar, I was like, listen, I'm not trying to see this older man trying to get his action hero status, cinema status up, you know what I'm saying? But I can't believe this. After doing some digging, because Bob Odenkirk, he does all the action sequences, he does all the stunt work for the most part, if not completely so, for the entirety of the film. Okay, like on some Tom Cruise shit, the one doing all of his stunts is him, you know what I'm saying? Apparently Bob Odenkirk, he trained for like 2 years to nail this part. Fam, come on. This movie is unbelievable. The soundtrack is awesome. The violence is so badass, and it's so unexpectedly gritty and vicious and in your face, and just makes you want to just go, ooh, ah, ooh. The violence in this thing is comparable to like the violence that you would see in a John Wick movie, or like in The Last of Us part 1 or part 2. Like the violence is on par with that. When The Walking Dead is not sucking, and when it's being really bloody, really gory, that's what the violence is like in this film. Do you understand? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? The only issues that I have is that there's a bizarre, just in general, there's a bizarre likeness to John Wick, and I think that just has to do with some of the cinematography, some of the color palettes, hell, even some of the action choreographers that's in this film is very similar to John Wick. In fact, I think some people from John Wick helped out with some of the fight stunts in this movie. So there's kind of a weird likeness there that I kind of wish wasn't there. The only other issue I have with this movie is that if the movie stopped here, if the movie had ended right here, okay, when these two people were like, who are you? And he's like, I'm nobody. And then they, these two agents, they receive like a text message or like a phone call, and then we see his face for the final time, and then it cuts to black. If the movie had ended right there, it would have been literally perfect. Okay, for some reason this movie, it ends with a bit of an epilogue, which why I don't know, but it ends with a bit of an epilogue. A little bit of time has gone past. We're with the family inside of a new house that they're about to buy, and then nobody receives like a call, and then it ends in this sort of quasi-serious, quasi-sequel setting up, quasi-funny way, and it's like like the ending of this movie is fine, but it was so unnecessary. It was so unnecessary. This movie was killing it so hard. The movie should have just ended right after this image. It should have ended right after this image. Like, as soon as we cut the black right here, literally the fucking end credits should have came up. Everything after this point was overkill. It's fine, but it was overkill. When we get to the scene where we're on the bus, and fucking what's the song that's playing? I've got to be me. That song is playing, right? And when he pushes that woman off the bus, and then he gets back on the bus. He gets back on the bus to whip all their asses. It's the dopest fucking shit ever. Okay, the action is so unexpectedly brutal. It is so unexpectedly vicious and almost like mean-spirited. Literally nobody is being disrespectful in the way that he is taxing that ass, just opening a can of whip ass on everybody. I mean, literally every time a punch connects, every time someone is thrown into like a metal railing or something, like you flinch, teeth go flying, you know, the skin is just ripped open and bruised beyond repair. Limbs are being broken and shit. Knives are being stuck through people's wrists and shit. It is this whole bus sequence is going to be, it's just goated. This whole movie is goated. This movie, it just moves at like 1,000,000 miles per hour, and it's just so like it is so darkly hilarious. It is so hysterically brutal with the violence, and what's even more is that Bob Odenkirk perfectly sells it. He perfectly sells himself as this character. Like, when this movie ended, as unbelievable as this sounds, when this movie ended, I was like, listen, I need Bob Odenkirk versus Keanu Reeves. I need a sequel. Like, I had a blast with this movie. Outside of the two issues that I named, which is that I wish the movie ended like a hair sooner. You know, it wasn't quite my tempo. And I kind of wish there wasn't a likeness to John Wick. But to be honest with you, Dante's Peak and Volcano, I love both films. You understand me? Is there a likeness between the two? Yes, and it's kind of unfortunate. And I think they came out relatively around the same time, which is even weirder. Even though there's a likeness between the two, Dante's Inferno and Volcano, these are two totally different movies, despite, you know, a likeness between the two of them. That is the same situation here. Nobody in John Wick. Is there a likeness between the two? Yes, but they are definitely two separate films, you know? So people break into his house, and the thing that sets him off, which cracks me up, is that they took his daughter's kitty cat bracelet or something like that. And there's even a sequence where Bob Odenkirk is just going nuts on this couple in this apartment, and he's like, give me the goddamn kitty cat bracelet. I just love this movie. This would be the perfect movie to be playing at Sundance. It's midnight. Nobody knows what to expect from this movie. This would be the perfect midnight film at a film festival. I just thought it was so funny. I thought the action was so satisfying and just nuts. Whether it's Bob Odenkirk just simply just walking by, just being like, just mowing people down. There were some moments. There was a moment where on the bus where like Bob Odenkirk, he wrapped something around this dude's neck and he's like fucking strangling this guy and fucking like veins and shit are like pumping through his neck and shit. Holy fuck. I just can't believe this movie. Also, by the way, nobody, like, this nigga is literally 20 times stronger than the average man. This nigga's bone density has got to be thicker and better than steel itself. Oh yeah, by the way, I love the Russian guy. I'm fucking sweating and I don't give a fuck. I love the Russian guy, Yulin. Yulin is a glorious villain. One of the best movie villains I've seen in quite some time. The intro to Yulin is so hysterical. It is so hysterically fucking perfect. Like, it's just a one shot of him coming in off the street. Cars are coming at him. He's not even acknowledging them. Cars are like stopping, trying not to. They're like swerving, trying not to hit him as he's walking through the streets. He doesn't even give a fuck. He's like walking through this club. He's doing shots. He's fucking dancing and shit. He's fucking blowing little balls of snot through his fucking nose and shit. He's like doing a little bit of coke and shit. Like, and like the intro to this character tells you so much about the character without like paragraphs of exposition, you know what I mean? Like, literally, just from watching this man come from off the streets into this club, you already know, within moments, you already have a firm assessment of what his personality is like. Oh yeah, Christopher Lloyd. Shout out to Christopher fucking Lloyd. This man might be fucking 85 years old, but goddamn it, he was such a badass in this movie. I was on the floor dying, fam. Watching Christopher Lloyd turn up on bitches with his fucking multiple ring of fucking sawed-off shotguns was just such a blessing. Shout out to Michael Ironside. That's a fucking OG, okay? My boy from Scanners. When his house is on fire and he's standing in the middle of the street and Hutch is like, and there's this long camera pan to reveal that white car from the beginning of the movie. Dude, when Bob Odenkirk is whipping ass inside of his house and he fucking breaks the goddamn baseball bat over his fucking leg and fucking stabs a motherfucker with the bat, I'm just like, dude. Oh my god, I love the Home Alone style entrapments that he unleashes on people towards the end. I loved it. I had a gay old time watching this motherfucker.